After the age of 60, many men begin to notice something unsettling. The desire is still alive, but the body no longer responds with the same firmness. Erections, which once came naturally, start to fail, as if the blood had forgotten the path. And this doesn't just affect the physical side. It shakes confidence, weighs on relationships, and often leaves men in silence inside their own homes. But there is an unexpected resource, ignored by most, that can change this situation in minutes. It's not a pill, not surgery, not a strange device. It's a simple type of massage, done only with your own hands, capable of reopening circulation channels, releasing the tension stored in the pelvic floor, and reactivating the nerve response that sustains an erection. For years, this knowledge was forgotten or treated as taboo, when in reality, it's a powerful physiological adjustment, awakening dormant areas of the body, restoring the natural flow of blood, and reconnecting a man with his vitality. When applied correctly, this technique can mark the turning point between frustration and the return of confidence. An erection has never been just about desire. It is, above all, a phenomenon of circulation. Picture the body as a network of roads. In youth, blood vessels are like wide, flexible highways where blood runs freely. After 60, those roads begin to narrow. Microscopic plaques accumulate, the pelvic floor muscles tighten without you even noticing, and nerves lose part of their speed of response. The result is simple but devastating. The blood that should flood the intimate region arrives late, in smaller volume, and the erection loses strength. It is not the body being lazy, nor a lack of desire. It is the sum of silent factors: chronic stress, poor diet, medication, sleepless nights, and the natural aging of the arteries. Here's the key. These changes are not a definitive sentence. Blood flow can be reactivated when you provide the right stimuli. A targeted massage, done consciously, works like a physiological shortcut. It relaxes the muscles that block the passage, awakens the nerves that had gone dormant, and makes room for the blood to circulate strongly again. That is what transforms a moment of frustration into a new chance to feel the body respond. And the best part, without depending on expensive drugs or temporary solutions. After 60, many men describe the same sensation. I'm not myself anymore. It's not only the absence of firm erections, but a kind of inner silence. The body seems to have lost its ability to respond, as if it had erased an old memory. But the body doesn't truly forget. It only falls asleep. Every vessel, every nerve, every muscle holds deep records of how it once reacted, of how blood once flowed freely and confidence appeared naturally. The problem is that years of stored tension, hidden shame, and lack of proper stimuli put that memory into hibernation. The intimate region, in particular, is like a hidden switch in a dark room. It's still there, but it needs to be found and turned back on. This is where the practice few people know about comes in. A guided touch, not as immediate pleasure, but as a code capable of waking up the system. By applying gentle pressure to forgotten points and combining breath with movement, you send signals that tell the body, wake up, start working again. That's why so many men who had already given up on change report an almost emotional surprise when they start this process. Warmth returns to the lower abdomen, circulation expands, and within just a few days, the body shows signs that it is still alive, ready to regain its lost strength. It is not a trick, nor an illusion. It is physiology awakening after years of silence. And if what you've heard so far makes sense, I've prepared a complete guide to take this process further. In my digital book, Rediscovering Intimacy, Healthy Sexuality. After 60, I explain in detail how to restore circulation, strengthen the body, and regain firmness of erections using natural methods without relying on expensive medications. These are practical strategies that help not only in sexual life, but also in self-confidence and relationships. The link is in the first pinned comment, and you can begin this transformation today. Inside the male body, there is a circuit that never stopped existing, but it may be asleep. Think of the pelvic region as a forgotten control panel. Nerves that should fire quick signals are in silent mode, muscles that should support firmness stay contracted without you noticing, and vessels that should expand freely remain blocked after years of accumulated tension. The detail is that this panel cannot be reactivated with pills or external formulas, but only with stimuli from within. This is where massage comes in. It works like a password capable of reconnecting that circuit. Each conscious touch sends an impulse to the brain, which responds by giving the order for the vessels to relax and allow the blood to flow. It is not only a matter of circulation, it is body memory. The body holds ancient records of how it once reacted with vitality. Massage, applied to the right points, acts like a finger that switches the circuit back on. Little by little, warmth returns to the lower abdomen, the pelvic muscles release their pressure, and the nerves resume communication with the brain. Many men who tried this practice describe the same phenomenon. First, a subtle sense of lightness, then a more noticeable flow of energy, followed by the return of a response that seemed forgotten. The body had not lost its capacity. It was only waiting for the right stimulus to wake it up. Now we arrive at the central point: how to put this technique into practice. The secret is not force, but presence and consistency. The massage should begin in a calm environment, preferably at a time of day when you will not be interrupted. A quiet place where you can relax is ideal. First, it is important to warm your hands. Rub them together for a few seconds until you feel natural heat, because warm touch helps the muscles relax more easily. Then place one hand on the lower abdomen, just above the pubic bone. Inhale deeply and, as you exhale, slide your hand toward the perineum, which is the space between the scrotum and the anus. This movement should be slow, continuous, and coordinated with breathing. The second step is to form a gentle ring with your thumb and index finger and place it at the base of the penis. Glide this ring slowly toward the tip, without squeezing too tightly and without rushing. This simple gesture stimulates blood flow to follow its natural course, reawakening nerves that had gone inactive and retraining the body to respond again. Then, return your attention to the perineum. Place 2 fingers on that area and make small circular movements, as if inviting the inner muscles to release tension that has been trapped for years. There is no need for strong pressure. The secret is constancy. This part of the massage directly activates the nerves connected to the prostate and helps restore communication between brain, vessels, and muscles. Finally, combine breathing with touch. Inhale deeply while caressing the lower abdomen and exhale as you slide the hand downward. This rhythm creates an inner flow that amplifies the effect of the practice because it calms the nervous system and allows blood to circulate more freely. With just 5 minutes a day, this simple sequence can transform the body. What seemed forgotten begins to show signs of life again. Warmth returns, firmness starts to rebuild, and little by little, confidence awakens as well. It is not magic. It is physiology responding to the right stimulus. When a man practices this technique with consistency, the signs of change do not take long to appear. In the first 2 or 3 days, the most common sensation is a gentle warmth in the lower abdomen, as if blood had rediscovered a forgotten path. That warmth is the first sign that the vessels are beginning to open and circulation is returning. With continuity, around 4 or 5 days, more visible changes emerge. Many men report the return of morning erections, even if still light. It may seem small, but this spontaneous awakening is like a reminder from the body that the response still exists. It only needed to be reactivated. At that point, confidence starts to grow. By about 1 week, the experience deepens. Blood circulates more freely, nerves begin to send signals faster, and the pelvic floor, once rigid, shows greater flexibility. Erections, once weak and hesitant, begin to hold with more firmness. Some describe this stage as feeling vitality return, not only in the penis, but throughout the body. And it is not only physical. The emotional impact is immediate. A man who feels his body responding again also rediscovers a sense of belonging, of inner strength. It is as if the relationship with his masculinity were rebuilt step by step, together with the circulation that returns. What once seemed final reveals itself to be reversible. Every small victory, a firmer awakening, a faster response, a renewed energy, reinforces the idea that the body has not given up. It only needed the right stimulus to remember how to react. When a man passes 60, he often believes certain doors have closed forever. The strength he once had, the firmness that seemed natural, the vitality that accompanied every morning, all of this starts to feel like part of a distant past. But the truth is that the body holds memories that can be awakened when you offer the right stimuli. The massage you have learned here is not just a physical gesture. It is an invitation to reactivate circulation, release accumulated tension, awaken nerves that had been asleep, and reconnect with the masculine energy that never disappeared. It was only silent. Each conscious touch is like a key that slowly turns until it opens the door that separates you from a firm, secure, and confident erection. Men who had almost given up discovered in just a few days signs that the body was still ready to respond. It is not a miracle, but physiology awakening. Blood flows again, muscles release, confidence returns. And with it, intimate life gains a new perspective. With more presence, more connection, and less frustration. Now the next step is in your hands. If this video has brought clarity and opened a real possibility for change, subscribe to the channel to continue receiving content that can transform your vitality. Also, take a moment to like this video, because that simple action helps this message reach more men who need this information. And do not stop here. There are other videos on the channel that connect with this theme and can show you new strategies to strengthen your body and your confidence. Watch, learn, practice, and keep moving forward on this path of transformation. I am the doctor who has guided you this far, and I leave you with my best regards. Take care of yourself, practice, trust the process. I will see you in the next video.